All right, now let's go take a look at Ethereum with the idea of what I just talked about with Bitcoin, how Bitcoin over the next 30 days could hit 12 to 14K, but over the next 5 days, it's very, very likely going to hit in the high 17s or or low $18,000 for the reasons I just showed. What would that look like on the Ethereum chart? So let's go get it. All right, Ethereum is, I'm going to use essentially these origin lines for now. And if you look at this, these also act as essentially pinball bumpers, right? I mean, they work pretty well. They're not exactly as accurate as trading channels, but these are essentially big trading channels, right? You can see, I mean, just look at where things bounce or where they get stopped, right? Bounce, bounce, bounce. Where does it start accelerating down? After it goes below, use it here. Let's zoom way in there. Just look how good these are. Look, it goes below it, used as resistance, accelerated down. To where? To the next, to two down, to the next line. Bounce, 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 bounce. Got below it, came up to where? To retest the same line, right? So these are pretty similar stuff, but Ethereum looks like it needs to come down to about $930 or a little lower. But it looks like it could form a higher low along with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, the last dip went down to 17.6, and I just said it needs to hit about 18.1 or 17.9. That's a slightly higher low, so not quite a 45-degree angle. It's not a 45-degree angle now. It's going to be more like this because that line is there. Is it so? It could hit this and stop. However, because of Bitcoin, so the Ethereum chart is saying this could be a higher low before it then makes a lower high, essentially. So higher low, lower high type of deal, start forming a triangle. That could happen. However, Bitcoin is saying that reasonable price path, which happens a lot on all altcoins, it's saying it's improbable. It's improbable that this is going to be a higher low for the reasons I showed on Bitcoin, right? Therefore, it's likely going to come down here to $930 land. It could come up first to it could come up to make a higher low and then go meet it, because that was one of the price paths on Bitcoin. So you're either going to get some version of this over the next few days. Actually, let me go ahead and go like this. I will put on do I have a smaller trading channel? One got broken. That one's, wow, this is all bad. Wow. Yeah, it's out. That was like an 8-month-long trading channel. Just broke out of it. That's really bad. Yeah, so that's why I'm using origin lines, because it's busting it down out of all the channels I've made. So the price paths for Ethereum, given the reasonable price paths for Bitcoin, it could come up, make some type of lower high, and then in the more bullish case, the way Bitcoin would fill a gap, and then comes down to 920, about 930, and then decide something from there. Right, over the next 5 days, I'm seeing 930 pop up. Right, but the avenue with which it gets there, it could do something a little different. It could go down, then go sideways a while, and it could go below it and come up and use it as resistance. Actually, no, that would be the price path per Bitcoin. So it could just go boom, 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 go below it, because a lot of altcoins, remember, they make lower lows as Bitcoin makes higher lows when Bitcoin dominance is going up. So it could easily go below it, then come up to use it as resistance, because Bitcoin dominance is going up. And I've already shown you in my recent videos that even on the 5-minute scale, as Bitcoin was making even low, like sideways low, bouncing around on the same horizontal, Ethereum was making lower low, lower low, lower low. Bitcoin, so I think that's a very reasonable price path in two cases that Bitcoin makes a higher low, higher than the 17,600 low that it made 15 days ago or so. If Bitcoin makes a higher low, Ethereum could easily make a lower low. Over the next 7 days, I could see 930 being a local low, or somewhere down as close, somewhere around 1850. It could go below that origin line and then use it as resistance, as we just saw in this, in this segment here, portion of this live show. That's exactly, price behaves like that around these origin lines. Sometimes it goes below it, then uses it as resistance, and then heads lower, right? So if it does this, it's probably not gonna recover from there, and Bitcoin likely would also keep going down per the idea that I just showed you. in July or early August, just within the next 35 days, Bitcoin could easily be at 12 to 14K. So over the next 5 days or 7 days, that's what I got for Ethereum. Now, what would that look like? What would Ethereum look like if Bitcoin really does, over the next 30 days, hit that 14K horizontal? So let's go ahead and do this. So if this were to happen, okay, hit my COSA box, what percentage is that? So the red line is here of current price. So in 21, 30 days, that's 30% down. And Bitcoin dominance is going up, so it's going to be more than 30% down on Ethereum. It will be more. I'm telling you, it'll be more than 30% if that were to happen. So current price, roughly here, about 21 days out. That's too low. So it honestly, it really looks like over the next 30 days, it'll dip below this blue line and then use it as resistance. Wow, that would be bad. So over the next 30 days, if Bitcoin were to take one of those reasonable price paths, it will go below this line and come up and use it as resistance. It'll tag it from below, and that would be close to $600 Ethereum in the month of July. And today's the last day of June. So starting tomorrow, this month, essentially. So if I could skip forward, 4.5 hours, that's this month. $650 Ethereum this month. You need to be ready for it, folks. You need to be ready for it. Especially if you're somebody on Twitter with .f after your name or something like this. This could get really bloody. And please don't be out there trying to long every low, because this could just be lower low, lower high, lower high, lower low, over and over and over and over again, trying to catch a bottom. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, and I think things could really accelerate to the downside. So if you have given up on altcoins, which hopefully you have by now, and you realize, I'm going to throw all my money in futures, don't try to make money by going long and thinking you're a genius hitting a bottom, because you're not, and you're going to lose your money. I'm trying to show you this visually. Things can get very bearish, and this also is not giving you, I'm not inciting violence or inciting trading actions by giving you reasons to be short either. I'm not giving you any signals here. These are just, I'm warning you about the idea that things could really accelerate to the downside. So please be careful out there. Even if you're trying to short, trading with the trend, it's safer, but it's still not very safe, especially if you're trying to deal with futures. Even with really good guidance, you can really hurt yourself if you're not following rules. So be safe, and that's what we got for Ethereum.